Hey guys, my name is Caroline Fitzsimmons. I am an OT, a pediatric occupational therapist, and a ADHD parent coach. And I've had the pleasure of working with Krystal and Justin a couple months ago, and they completed our 8-week Chaos to Calm program. And I wanted to just let Krystal share some of her experience with you guys. So this is Krystal here, and Krystal, will you tell them a little bit about your family and just what brought y'all here?
Sure. So I have me and we have Justin, that's my husband, and we have Asher, who is 4.5 almost. And then we just welcomed a new baby girl, Yara. She's 5 months. So at the time, I was pregnant when I started the program, and we were just Asher was 3, almost 4, but we were really just struggling. So that's what brought me here.
Awesome. Yeah, and I really wanted to bring that up because you
You're
were,
going to the bathroom break, please.
it's okay. Because yeah, I remember Justin was finishing up nursing school
Oh
in
yeah,
the middle of
that part.
exams, and you had Yara shortly after joining. And so tell us what made you take the leap under such, I mean, you had a lot going on. I mean, anyone would have said, I'm going to wait until after the baby or after Justin finishes school, but you just jumped right in. So what made y'all do that?
Yeah. Well, I just as a parent, like a parent just always trying to do better. I just seen the fact that thank you. that that I there was a need. So Asher was showing that he needed a need. So like just like if he was sick, I just seen the symptoms. So I noticed all the symptoms of just his just being super emotional, and then as a parent, I started to take things personal, and I'm like, okay, this is not him, it's not me, but at the same time, I'm noticing that we need help. Like yes, I can read all the books, but I need something more hands-on and something more direct for help.
So what was some of the biggest things y'all were struggling with Asher?
So just emotional regulation for sure. Like even going to Target was a big thing for us. Like going to Target and just having the biggest outburst and tantrums, and just very like unconsolable, and just and he was hitting, he was arguing and fighting, he would hit, and it was just always just very lashing out. Just it was just constant. It got really 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 rough.
Yeah, yeah. And I remember that was even a challenge, especially when you just had a newborn and then you were having to manage all of that, plus just the challenges that came with all of those outbursts and just, yes, he had such a hard time, I remember in the
Yes.
beginning.
So it was like that was right pregnancy. And then things kind of started to change right as I had the baby. It kind of is like when he started almost to really mature, and just like, and we just started being more understanding. I think that's the most like we were more prepared by then, by the time baby came.
Awesome. Okay, so I want to say like around at the very beginning, like the first couple of weeks, and I mean, my heart just went out to you because we were talking a lot, like you said, you needed that constant, that feedback. And so much of what I would hear was you would tell your struggles and then you would say, I feel like a failure or I feel like I'm failing him. And somewhere along the lines, I can't remember which week, 4 or 5. Then you started to name the challenge, but then it wasn't, you no longer were claiming that to feel like a failure. It was more of, okay, this is what we did, and this is what I saw. What made that shift for you to go from having just almost that crippling fear and shame to, okay, this is how we're managing now, and we can do it more confidently?
Um, well, I mean, I would say you for sure. Like, I mean, just you always just coaching me. Like, I just needed a good coach in life. But aside from that, just also just always having, I was getting tools to use. Like, I was getting tools to use to like for him. So, and or for us as well. And so a lot of times, even if it didn't work, I was like, okay, well, I can tweak it. So it was just nice to start seeing, like, even if it didn't work, I knew that there was still something else. Like, if I came to you for feedback, you would tell me something, and I was like, okay. So it was like just building a bridge of teamwork of just across the board. So that really helped.
I love that. Yeah. And well, and it's like you said, going to a book doesn't always help. There has to be just learning, then there's apply that knowledge, and then come back for feedback and then reiterate. And so like that
Mhm.
constant cycle, I feel like just had you guys really making progress like over
For sure.
even just a short amount of time. I mean, it's all
Mhm.
about progress, not perfection. And we got to see
Right.
progress with y'all, and it was so neat. And you have that background. You're an educator and a teacher, coach also, as well for other educators. So you had
Yes.
some of this background knowledge. So, what was one tool that you found the most helpful? And like, I know you said some of the getting feedback, but what one tool would you say was the most helpful?
So I learned about Asher one thing. He's very visual. So two things really. So one is having a visual like planner like schedule was very helpful for us. And then also what was helpful is using what is it, the when you do the story social stories,
Yeah.
those are very very helpful. Like even if I don't have the formal layout, even like I'm proud of Justin, he does it too. Like we'll have a notebook, we draw it out, and we literally will say, "This is what you're about to do." Number two, and like he really like will look at it and like just he absorbs it better to understand. Like, okay, well, this is what these are the tasks: one, two, three, four. So that has been a game changer.
I love that so much because okay, I just have to take a step back and let everyone know this is the Canva queen right here, Krystal.
Thank you.
I mean, because of her background, she makes all these pretty the schedules and calendars for her fridge with Canva, and here you are just like going back to basics and using what you need in that moment to meet him where he's at. Like, and that's what empowered parenting is. We're using the tools we have that's available, and then we're pivoting when we need to. And so it's not about like having the fanciest tools or um, even the exact strategy is how you're bringing that strategy to the table. So, and I love that. I have to like brag on you. So at the very beginning, you felt pretty insecure and just about being an educator and educator coach and what other teachers thought about you and you
Yeah.
having, you know, such a challenging time with Asher. And then I remember like somewhere like later on in the program, you messaged me or you posted a win on our private group about that another Target incident where you went, he didn't get what he wanted, he didn't fit, and then you handled it like a pro. Like you didn't say, "Oh my goodness, like this happened." You said this happened and this is how we handled it. And the tone was so different from I feel like a failure. Now it's this is how we handled it and we can handle it. So, and
Yeah.
we mentioned that phrase a lot in the program is I can, and teaching Asher, I can handle it. And
Yes.
you're embodying that, you're modeling it for him.
Yes, that's one of my favorite sayings is I can
Yep.
handle it. And it's so like it's so empowering to like when even if you say it to yourself. So yes, and
Yeah.
we are doing better and better at going to the store. Like it's getting better and better.
Awesome. Because I have so many parents saying like they don't want to take their parents to the store. I mean, I'm sorry, their kids to the store, or they'll say they don't know how to redirect their kid or say no without their kid throwing a tantrum. And part of that's developmentally appropriate, but at the same time, we still need to teach them the coping strategies and the problem solving strategies to let them know they can handle it, which is so cool to hear. I love that so much. I mean, even at a young age, he's 4, he is able to handle that. That shows emotional resilience, is showing able to tolerate delayed gratification. So cool. Um,
Yes.
but another quick thing I have to mention is at the beginning, sleep was a tough thing for you. And I know it still, it sometimes is for Asher. But at the beginning, that was like such a hard issue for you guys. And now, the last message I got from you said, you know, we sort of had a little bit of regression. He's having trouble sleeping, but just, oh, and then he started yelling and hitting. And then you mentioned that you and Justin both stayed calm and he was able, and then help him hold the line and he was able to like reset that much
Mhm.
quicker. And so again, just like that big shift from he's can't sleep. Now what? We're just, you know, we don't have any tools to now we stayed calm, we helped him hold the line and he reset. So it's just neat, like the skills you're using is becoming integrated. He's absorbing that too.
Yes, yes.
So
The I will say, yeah, the reset is very quick, much quicker. Like it used to feel like it lasted forever. It was just keep going
yeah,
and going. And now it's just it's like it's a quick and it's like, oh. Okay. Then we just keep moving. So,
Love it. I love it. Yeah, so it's like you guys are out of survival mode and just in a, I mean, of course it's we have these moments that those challenges, but that you're approaching it so much differently than you
yeah.
did, which is cool.
Yeah.
I really appreciate your time. And if there's, what is one thing, I mean, we are starting another cohort soon. So what
Mhm.
is one thing you want other parents to know who are considering joining or on the fence?
Yeah. One, just do it. It's well worth it. Very, very well worth it. And I think, it's planting seeds. Like you may not see all the growth in a week or 8 weeks or even a month, but it's amazing just to see, to just, if you just sit back and just realize like it's just little steps that you will eventually see like, okay, I can do this, we can do this. So, and it's just worth it. So, and I think I can't wait to like, I'm excited about teenage years now. Like, I'm like, okay, I know I've done the work here. So I
Yeah.
will definitely see the strong emotional young man that I invested in. So,
Me too. I'm so excited. Thank you for sharing that. And me too, because the skills you learn now applies to the skills they'll to when they're pre-adolescents and teens.
mhm.
So that's so cool. That's cool to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes. Thank
Well,
you.
yeah. Well, guys, I for those listening, I appreciate you guys listening, and I'm gonna post just some contact information for if any parents who want to reach out and learn more. So, anyway, Crystal, thank you so much for
You're
sharing,
so
and just
welcome.
congratulations, and I'm proud of the work you guys have done.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
you're welcome. All right, bye, Crystal.
Bye.